go.
I'll hold Zoe for you. Oh, love her.
Oh gosh.
So that is Dash. Dash and Zoe. Dash and Zoe are both two-toed Linnaeus sloths. So is Flash, but Flash is done for the day. Dash and Zoe both came from the same breeder. At that breeder, they are people-oriented from birth. These are raised as ambassador animals, meant to be directly held by people for all of their lives. The way that they make that work is the mother animals, which are many generations captive bred. These know nothing about the rainforest. These are
Can they not look at the camera?
These are captive bred animals, and the mother animals are all trained to the fact that the babies go with people every day. So when you pick the baby up, it doesn't stress the mother at all. Since it doesn't stress the mother, it doesn't stress the baby. So from 14 days old, the baby's being held by people every single day, but they always go right back to their mother. So they get all the social and nutritional, she's all about my hat today. They get all the social and nutritional benefit of being a mother-raised animal, while at the same time getting all the social benefit of being a people-raised animal. So they come here and they are 100% people-oriented. And if you guys could have seen on live a few minutes ago, when you pulled up, this one was having a little bit of a conniption fit with hold me, hold me, hold me. And she was climbing all around going, which means, pick me up and hold me, you goose.
You put your arm in between her and my arm. Yep.
No, don't grab him, don't grab him.
Better climb. Other way.
Put your hand in
Like
between. Just like this. Just like I'm doing right there.
All right, here, forward.
Yeah, and then let him just climb across to you. Don't grab him, he'll climb across.
Ooh. Hi, can I hold him on my chest?
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
You know, David?
She is having a daddy moment right now.
How sweet are you? Oh,
You look so kind of cool. You really do.
Hey, Steve-O. So
I know how to take the camera off.
no, ow, ow, ow. Ow, you're biting me, baby.
Hey. Gosh.
It's okay. You can nibble. You can nibble.
No, you can't nibble. When they get older, they have massive teeth. So they're like puppies. You gotta break them out of the mouth, everything when they're little.
Come over here and let me sit.
Yeah, you can jump in front. It's all about you guys.
I'm gonna stand up. Is that okay? I'm just gonna sit here. It's easy.
You want to go here, Dash?
You're not supposed to bite me.
That is the cutest picture right there. Sissy, this is the coolest idea you've ever had.
So Dash obviously does not live in that basket. That's how we move him between the house and down here where he does his encounters. Because he's very small and he can't be allowed to catch a breeze outside.
Oh, okay.
Sloths have to stay above 75 degrees all of the time. Cold weather can kill the bacteria colony, that is how they digest their food. And can be very harmful to them to get cold. Hey buddy, you want a little snacky snack?
Oh, is you hungry?
Might be a little bit.
Oh my gosh. You guys have the best job
This
ever.
is his snacks right here. If you put just a tiny amount at a time in the palm of your hand, you
Oh,
can feed it
I'm
to him.
hungry. He says, I love my snacks. I love
He
my
does.
snacks. I'm gonna bring it up here.
So sloths eat a tremendous amount of food. A sloth eats 10% of their body weight every single day.
Oh, wow.
And yet they go to the bathroom only 3 or 4 times per month. So putting that to human perspective, I weigh 180. If I was eating 10% of my body weight every
15
day,
pounds a day, yeah.
yes ma'am, 30 or 40 hamburgers, 18, 16 ounce porterhouse steaks, a lot of food. And
Is it always
that piece
fresh?
is a little big for me.
Oh,
They can cut that one very well.
hold on.
Just give him the tiniest pieces.
Tiny.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I just wanna keep
There you
you.
go.
I just wanna keep you.
You can't let you eat the sloth.
I always give a disclaimer on every live to say, please don't see what we are doing here and think it is a good idea for you to get yourself a sloth. It is a horrible idea. There is no reputable breeder who will sell a sloth to a private individual. We are licensed as a zoo. So if you find a sloth that is for sale online, you are buying a wild-caught animal stolen from the rainforest. Please don't do that. It will not look anything like this. It will not go well for you. It will not go good for the animal. A wild-caught sloth, it is said, will live about 2 months before they die of distress. And so you absolutely should not buy a sloth purchased off the internet.
Hey there.
And when you go to a sloth encounter, please look and make sure that they are a place that actually loves their animals. Our sloths do a total of 2 hours of encounters per day. Each sloth only does 2 hours.
I would not have came if you guys did this all day, every day. I wouldn't support somewhere that.
Probably be more comfortable if you put your hand under him like
Oh,
that.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Also, you'll see that some places will pull their sloth's teeth so they can't possibly bite.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Ours
Mama,
have all of
there
their
you go.
teeth. Don't push your fingers in his mouth though.
I was just getting it off his face. I was just getting it off. Oh my gosh, you're so precious. You're so tiny.
He weighs 2 pounds.
I know he was a baby. I just imagined he was bigger.
He is almost 6 months old.
Oh, man.
Need to recall what his birthday is. I don't remember.
Mm. Should have a party.
So sloths have an excellent sense of smell and an excellent sense of hearing, but their sight is horrible. They have a structure of their eyes called rod monochromacy, which means they have all rod cells, no cone cells. So they see very poorly and only in black and white. So primarily what they're picking up is motion with their eyes. Their smell and their hearing are fantastic.
How many sloths do you have?
3.
Do they like to be alone or with each other?
Sloths are entirely solitary animals. So when you saw me pick him up, that gets Zoe all jealous.
No.
And if one of you was holding Zoe and one was holding Dash, Zoe would be trying to shove Dash off of the other person's lap. Be like, no, all the attention is mine.
Which I can't do it to you like that. It's just not safe for my fingers or you.
Yeah, just over the palm of your hand. It's easier for the other person.
I'm so sorry. Yes. I'm so
I
sorry.
just already had that, I didn't want to throw it back in the bowl.
He's so cute.
Oh my gosh, I just love him.
You can't have one.
You guys have the best job.
The Lord has blessed us and we work hard at it.
Yeah, I was at a convention and they had a sloth that they just took everywhere and let everybody mess with. It was really sad. He just looked so stressed.
I think it's wrong, they just hang upside down.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So for us, our exertion state is this, and our relaxed state is that. Sloth is the opposite. This is its relaxed state. This is its exertion state. So if a sloth is hanging in a tree and it dies, it would not necessarily fall. It could continue to hang there dead for days or weeks until either something rotted or something knocked it out of the
See, I
out
want
of
to
the
smell
tree.
it. See, I'm a curious. See, I'm a curious George. Are you a curious George? Yeah,
Yes, he is.
I was watching a documentary on sloths not too long ago, and I don't know if the guy was making a joke or not, the way they hang around in the trees and they move so slow, occasionally they fall. He said, but they fall just as fast as anything else, they just move slow.
Yeah, and they will almost certainly survive the fall. So when they're in the top of the tree, they're safe from predators because the only thing that can get to them in the top of the tree is an eagle. They weigh so much less than a predator large enough to threaten their life that they go all the way out to the end of the branch, and then the big old cat, comes up there at them and the branch breaks. They're both gonna fall all the way to the rainforest floor. And then the sloth will almost certainly survive, and you'll look over at the cat that will almost certainly die and say, ha.
How'd that work out for you?
Ha, and back up the tree he will go. And part of that is because the sloth has 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. They're long and like a slinky. And for us, as humans, our guts are just sitting in our pelvis, upper bounded by our diaphragm. So if we, hung up in an inversion table for a long time, eventually it would get hard to breathe. So put back pressure on our diaphragm. The sloth has connective tissue that goes all through his body cavity, keeps all his stuff exactly where it's supposed to be. Because the sloth might be hanging vertically upside down or horizontally upside down, they might be right side up. They could be in any different position at any time of day and remain in any different position for hours at a time. So the connective tissue that holds all their stuff in place, I personally think also helps them to survive huge drops. And and I have no idea if it's true, but they say a drunk is more likely to survive the accident than the person that they hit
It is,
because they're
because
just
relaxed, yeah.
relaxed. And I wonder if that's the same with sloths or not. I have no data to support that at all.
It probably is.
I'm just
Probably
wondering
is.
out loud,
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's why they developed to be so slow.
I think it's going to
Why they are so slow is that although they eat a tremendous amount of food, it is super low in quality. So they're eating almost entirely leaves. Leaves are mainly cellulose, very low nutritional value, hard to digest. So the sloth gets very little energy from his food. So the sloth's energy budget is so low that in fact they can't even maintain their body temperature. Even though they are a warm-blooded animal, their core body temperature will closely track whatever the outside air temperature is. So their nighttime core body temperature can be 19 degrees lower than their daytime core body temperature. So obviously if our core body temperature went down by 19 degrees, the temperature, the coroner would be using that to calculate our time of death.
Yeah.
But the sloth does that every day. They also can only nourish their babies with milk for about 3 to 6 weeks because they just don't have the energy budget to make milk for their babies for any longer than that.
Oh, that was a short nap. Sal, wake up or something.
I don't know if I'm giving him too much or.
No, he'll eat all that today. But they don't have to perform to eat. They'll get their food whether they eat it right now or not. There are places that the animals have to perform to eat. Our animals, they don't have to perform. If the animal, for whatever reason, doesn't feel like doing an encounter that day, it's fine. I'll get a different animal out.
I read that on your website. I like that. I absolutely love what you guys do here.
And Flash is the only one that ever just doesn't feel like it, and that's only been, half a dozen times in 3 years.
Yeah.
He's only been doing people encounters for a year and a half, but very rare that he doesn't want to come down. But if he doesn't, all the same food that he would have got during his encounter goes in his dish on the other side of that wall. There is no repercussion to the animal for not feeling like playing one day.
Awesome.
This is amazing.
So where are you guys from?
Knoxville.
Oh, you already told me that. We even talked about that. UT. She's doing her master's in social work now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Gonna be a LCSW or?
I am, yes.
Yeah, that's what my girlfriend is. She's looking at getting the animal assisted therapy and
Yeah,
maybe.
they have, it was actually pioneered by someone at UT, and, it's a veterinary, social work program that they
Mhm.
have now, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna focus on trauma, so I'm gonna do a trauma certificate above mine.
Right.
With my master's, and I'll do my LCSW also. But, I love animal therapy, so.
She actually takes my lab a couple times to her therapy office because he's really relaxed for the kids and stuff because she's a child therapist also.
Oh, bless her heart. That's a rough
She
one.
doesn't work in here.
I have a poor man's degree in trauma. Half of my kids are adopted from Ukraine, so.
Oh, wow, that's amazing though.
Me too, I was in combat.
Yeah. We're both military too.
Cool.
I'm retired from the Navy. He was in the Army.
Air Force, don't say
You were in the Air Force.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
the
you
one.
were a grunt.
No.
Oh, man. If I had to do over again, I would have joined the Air Force.
I figured that's why your hair was so long.
No. Air Force.
Hey, I'm done.
Okay.
So give me a minute.
Guam and
I have a
Hawaii.
son in the Army. Son-in-law in the Air Force. Say what?
What's he doing in the Army?
Gets beat up a lot. He's
Still new.
for the last 6 years he's been a ground pounder, and
Grunt.
yeah, right now he's at Human Intelligence School in Arizona, and he's very much not looking forward to his next duty assignment because it's El Paso, Texas, for 6
I
years,
just want to get off your nose.
and he's from Ukraine, so they like to run around in snow in their underwear, and he is not looking forward to the hot weather. He was TDY down there at one point. He was messaging. I mean, he was like video calling. He's like, "I'm going to die. It's so hot here." I don't know what he's gonna do when he's there for 6 years. I guess he'll run around in short pants a lot.
I told him he reminds me of the computer hacker on that James Bond where it's Boris. He's just sounds just like him. It's awesome.
This is the cross in the wall. Baby. Hi. So sweet.
I want to go hold it before I tell you to throw it away.
Do you live stream on there? Are you live streaming right now?
On
Yeah.
TikTok and YouTube.
That's how I found you. I'm the one that I messaged you the other day about the website because I guess it since you guys updated it, I still hadn't refreshed my.
But
Oh yeah.
Or into my
Because you were
cookies yet.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I even did the same thing because I was looking for something and my phone had saved the old one and I was like, where is
I
it?
was like, I'm never going to get to hold that. I saw you that day, and you were still on live, and I ran in. We were redoing my daughter's bedroom, and hey,
Just, let's see if we can let her climb just a little bit.
you want to come from? You go ahead, whatever you need to. Say no. Say I love her. It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I love you too, Dash. I love you too, Dash. Oh, please. Just lift. I know, baby. I'll get this one. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love it. Do you have a special room in your house?
I don't live here. I live about 20 miles south. Well, about 20 minutes. It's really like 10 miles. But I have an 8-year-old daughter, and that's part of the reason that I work here because she loves all the animals.
I bet. My daughter's Tina.
Or she's missing out.
Yeah, I'll have to bring her back here. Did you have my phone over there? Oh, the Dash. You're the sweetest. How big are they when they're born?
Oh, tiny. I mean, it's like a quarter of that size. Yeah. And then we have the baby kangaroos that people bottle feed, the Scottish Highland cows, the llamas, the alpacas, camel rides. So it's a lot. And then a lot of people like to do the horse ride to see the whole farm.
Yeah,
So then that way you can ride around versus having to walk around all of it.
I love the horse ride. Horseback ride.
And when you guys said Knoxville, someone gave you a shout out. They said Knoxville is awesome.
Yes, go balls.
This is the best idea you've ever had.
Oh, I can come up with some more.
So did you see the lodging that's upstairs?
I saw what was online.
So if it holds, it's 3 rooms, right? Master suites. So each room can hold 2 people. So that's 6, but then it's 2 bunk rooms. So upstairs holds 10 people, but Flash's room goes all the way up, and it's a piece of plexiglass. So you have a sloth for a roommate.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then there's like the old Pac-Man up there, and then like a nice VR Oculus,
Uh-huh.
a full kitchen set up. There's a jacuzzi in this room. These two are swinging beds. And then for the kids, it's really cool. They open up like, it looks like a wardrobe, like Lion Witch in the wardrobe.
Uh-huh.
And it goes into their bunk rooms.
Oh, wow.
And then inside the bunk rooms, there's little square openings and you can look down and see the camels and the kangaroos.
Oh my goodness.
And then there's a tunnel that connects the two bunk rooms that has fish tanks in it.
That's amazing.
So it's pretty sweet. So if you can get like 6 to 10 people, it's
Yeah.
not bad. For one person, it's not cheap, but 6 to 10 people, it's a good deal.
We need to do that. You're so little, Dash. Smile. Look at me. No, you look at me. I'll get Dash. I can see Dash's face.
I like it when you look a little bit and he looks at the camera.
What's she doing, Dash? Oh, you want to come back to me? Dash, no, baby. I know.
I like to really see movement.
I know.
Try to get the picture with the camera.
Hi. I got it. I got some buttons. So sweet. Oh my. I would never put him down.
Forever.
Mhm. I know. Is the other one full grown?
For Flash is full grown, but Zoe is not.
Zoe's not, okay.
And she's actually gonna be pretty big. Like the fact that she's already, like 12 pounds, 10, 12 pounds. Flash is only 15. And her claws aren't even close to being all the way big yet. Like they're only like this, and his are like longer. They're like that.
Yeah.
So the rest of her is definitely gonna keep growing.
I'll have to come back and hold Zoe next time. Hi, Dash. Now I just gotta follow you and let you grow. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I don't have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my God.
He's cute, isn't he?
He's
Oh,
a
he is.
doll
It's the best idea
baby.
she's ever had.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You feel his little ears.
I bet your ears. Do you have it? Feel your
Yeah,
ears?
way down there
Oh
in
my
his cheek.
goodness, they're so
And then down behind his mouth.
tiny. Hi, I'm sorry.
That's everything that's new.
Hey.
Scroll down.
Yeah, we're going to come here and stay. How much is it to rent the place?
So go ahead.
It's an impossible question to answer. The range is wide. So the least expensive thing here is the glamp site, which is,
Oh, I meant
glorified
the one he, I'm
camping.
sorry. He was telling me the one upstairs.
The camel condo.
Oh, the upstairs one. Depends day of the week, month of the year, but if you're trying to sleep 10 people at Motel 6, it would cost you more to go to Motel 6.
Yeah.
So it is a 3-night minimum because upstairs is 2,300 square feet and it takes all day to clean it.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's between, I think like Tuesday in February is around 500. 4th of July is around 650.
Okay.
So dividing that out by 10 people is pretty doggone cheap.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it is the coolest place there is. The sloths room comes up inside of the
That's what
condo.
he was saying.
Huge
That's
picture
so
window.
cool.
The bunk rooms have glass windows and the floors look down into camel stalls and kangaroo stalls underneath. And
We're
there's
gonna have
king
to
size
come
beds that
back.
hang from the ceiling and it's pretty cool.
I didn't know they had couch-ups in here. Just put it on top of their toilet paper box.
Mr. Dash. We're gonna have to come see you regularly.
So really $5?
I have to check to make sure, but some are really, really inexpensive, but it'd probably be like $5 in shipping.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Trucker hats.
Working on it.
Give me a trucker hat.
There's a different version of the design that I'm putting up just to see what people like. And then once we have clear evidence what people prefer, we'll stay in that
Yeah.
alley.
Is this a trucker hat?
Yeah.
I like the ones that have,
Something in the back. If they don't
Yeah.
have something in the front, they collapse.
I don't like the ones that flop down on top of
I
the head.
know. I got one because I was on the lake so much and it actually had a float built into it. So when it blow off on the wave runner or whatever, I could go find it.
Is he done? Was this his food? Or no? I can't see.
No,
No,
this
that
is-
wasn't it. Do you want some more? Are you hungry, baby?
Just the
I can't
tiny
ring off.
pieces.
I don't want him to think that's food. Oh, yes.
He's never gonna see it, he's gonna smell it.
You smell it? Oh, hi. Is that good? You want some more? You want some more? Oh, you got some sloth? Oh, he's snuggling under your ear.
That is so cool.
So she's in social work, what do you do?
Whatever I need to do to keep the lights turned on,
Yeah,
I can build it or blow it up, either one.
yeah. Pretty good. With actual explosives?
Not in a long time.
No. My son wants me to buy Tacklerite and go out and shoot stuff. Or Tannerite?
Tannerite.
Tannerite, yeah.
Tannerite.
Would you want lobster? You
What's
want to taste
that?
that,
Say what?
He might tell us something later.
Oh, yeah. I'm short on filter.
Would you come see me?
Mike?
No, you don't pick them up, you
Pick
put
'em up.
your hand in
Yeah,
between.
Pick them up for some reason.
I'm
We
sorry.
don't really transfer them back and forth a whole lot,
Oh,
so.
okay, sorry.
Put your hand in between. Put your hand in between.
In between, sorry.
Like in
there.
between, slide up under.
Oh, under you, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi.
Those prepositions getting into it. Between, behind, beyond.
I didn't know you
And
between
you-
what. Oh, you hold on so tight. Hi, you can climb up.
You look long and tight.
Hi. Yeah. You're so precious. Are you the mascot? Are you the new mascot? Yeah. These are so tiny.
So even in this low level of light, the sloth is seeing just shapes and shadows. He's seeing motion, not really things.
Uh-huh.
Their eyes, it's rod monochromacy, which means he has all rod cells, no cone cells, and chromatic, black and white vision. But if you see the pinpricks there, that's how big his pupils are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nighttime, those would open wide up. In sunlight outside, he would be completely blind.
Yeah.
But in just this level of light, all he's seeing is shapes and shadows. So you see how much his nose is going there. He's experiencing the world primarily by smell and by hearing. And then, of course, by touch.
Are you the owner here?
My wife owns the place.
Oh, okay.
She lets me stay around most of the time.
That's
I
nice
can
of her.
say.
Yeah.
How did you guys come about doing this?
Well, that's a long story. So, I moved here to be retired actually, but the Lord had different plans. So, we started out that we were just renting the cabin that's down on the water. It's called the Riverside Cabin. And people would be like, hey, can we ride your horse? And go ahead. Can we ride your kayaks? Yeah, sure, I don't care. And people liked it so well that we added the wagons down there.
Yeah.
And then everybody was all about the chickens and the horses and the dogs. And my wife was like, what if we got a llama? And it kind of blew up from there.
Started with the lawn.
I figured you
So-
started with peacocks.
Ooh,
Yeah,
do you have
peacocks.
permission?
Peacocks are a terrible pain. They poop everywhere.
I felt your tongue.
Very alarm system.
They are for a fact. And we have livestock guard dogs that take care of coyotes and such as that.
What kind
But
are they?
those are Great Pyrenees.
Yeah.
Smith, Wesson, and Remington.
Oh, love it.
And, yeah, they know their job. They do their job. They are not out to hurt anything's feelings. They are looking for a permanent solution
Yep.
to every problem.
It's good names for them.
I got a husky, it's a service animal, but it's a fake security system. If I had a liver in a truck, I was riding out on there, yes, I'm cute, yes, I'm not, it's total lax, won't bite fleas. Nobody sticks their arm in the truck.
Yeah. Mine, you know, they're here for animals. I mean, I think if a person came in the house in the middle of the night, it would go poorly for them. But they're not primarily people watchdogs. They're primarily livestock guard dogs.
Hi.
And we have a house dog that's a rescue. And I think if you mess with my wife, and that dog was around, you're taking your life in your hands. As long as he wakes up.
It's a good dog. As long as he picks up. He sleeps
Well,
good.
he's getting old. She rescued him. He was on a chain between two trees for all of his life. And then she called me and told me she was bringing home 2.5-year-old unneutered male dog that didn't like people and didn't like to be in the house and lived on a chain for his entire life. Didn't even have dishes, just drank water out of a puddle and whatever they threw outside. I'm like, well, you've clearly lost your mind. And she said, well, even if you had to be destroyed later, I couldn't bear to leave him chained up between 2 trees. And I'm like, that's sound point. So she brought him home. That dog went to the bathroom in the house precisely once, was told no, bam, house broke dog. And that dog that hates people and hates to be in the house lays at the foot of the bed every night. And wherever my wife is, that's where that dog is.
Is that your wife that we just came in here?
No.
Okay.
No, my wife is chained to the computer and the phone all day, every day.
Oh.
But the upside of it is she almost always has a sloth hanging around her neck. One or the other. If you've ever had any communication with this farm without being here, that's my wife. If you want a correct answer, ask her. If you want a fast answer, ask me. But the answer's for me.
Yeah, she talked to me on the
Less
phone.
likely to be correct.
It was probably like 20 minutes. She was giving me all kinds of information about you guys.
Oh boy, baby donkey's a boy.
Oh, good.
That's not good.
Oh, well, not good for that, but
We know though. Fallon just saw him relieving himself.
Oh, he's tensed up.
You're not tensed up,
Yeah, he just squeezed me.
that's how you back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was reading about that.
said so many videos together on Instagram.
Instagram.
I didn't. I didn't.
I didn't see it.
That's when you use that one. I took it out. It's
Yeah,
kind of
you're
stuck, but
Yeah.
Well, I guess I didn't know this was
We got this little branch and hang upside down.
and then that one just did like 130, and then 3,000. That one's at 20. That's one built next year. That one's at 61. This one's all of ours is good.
We gotta do the sloth potty time again.
What is sloth body time?
It's a video we did a while back when Flash was going to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know, who's ever seen a sloth go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
And so there's a video that says sloth potty time or sloth potty dance or something. But you gotta scroll backwards past 100 videos right now to find it. So we need to repost it.
Yeah. He comes down and does a little dance, and he's kind of like, because he comes down that tree and he's looking through the window because we're looking at him, and he's like, "Why are you videotaping me using the bathroom?" But
So a two-toed just gets down and puts his hiney right to the ground and lets it rip. A three-toed uses their 3 vertebrae of a little tiny tail, digs a hole in the middle of his poo before he goes.
No.
And so the moths are even more dense on a three-toed than on a two-toed, because when you dig in the hole in the pile, the larvae of the moths are crawling up on him, as well as the moths flying up onto him. And in the wild, a sloth has between 100 and 150 moths living in their fur all of the time.
I
just
thought
live
it was
in the
impressive
good
because
life,
leather
aren't
shit
you?
walked in a circle.
You just live in the good life. So spoiled.
I think it's spoiled, maybe back here. I think it's a good life.
A spoiled life is a good life. I like to be spoiled too.
Yeah, he sits around somebody's neck or other about 8 or 10 hours a day. Goes to sleep. Sadly means my room is 80 degrees and 50% relative humidity all the time.
Do they use
But we like
trees
it
to
hot,
keep
so.
their nails trimmed? Is that
They do, yep. So the trees in here, we keep it really humid, so the bark stays on the trees, so their nails naturally sharpen, going up and down. I mean, naturally wear down, going up and down the bark of the trees.
That's so neat.
He's up there in second story in his hammock.
You guys should, you could live stream the sloths in there.
Oh, there's a camera up there.
Yeah.
It's The live stream is gonna start soon. We got a little bit of electronic work to do.
Yes, occasionally. So at night, anywhere between 4 p.m. to about 7 a.m. in the morning, we alternate like past live streams with things that are actually occurring then. So if you're watching at night, it's occurring then.
So if you're trying to orient yourself, the camera's way up there in the corner, so it's
Okay.
looking down on top of his hammock.
Will you put
And
my
this
glasses
camera
on?
in this room is right on the other side of that wall.
Uh-huh.
So let me drill a hole through my picture, and
But it'll be epoxy, won't be able to see it.
eventually.
Did you paint this?
Oh yeah, I can't draw a stick, man. No, this was painted by Tiffany Benz. And if you're anywhere near Atlanta and you need a mural painted, you find her on Instagram under TB Artista. TB Artista, Tiffany Benz. She spent a week painting this, and if you've been watching this for a while, this is the same room that used to be just brown.
Pretty. She did an amazing job.
Looks way better than the brown wall.
I don't know, I can only think of one thing, you said live stream on the Sloth. That's pretty much what it's gonna look like.
Right.
Oh, now I'm invested. So I'm gonna have to follow up on you. And also,
So
did you guys
he
get the new
is
baby?
6 months, the other one in there is 14 months.
I think your wife said you might be getting another baby soon.
We don't know when his mother weans it.
Oh, okay.
We don't rush the sloths to wean, well, I don't have control of it, the breeder,
Yeah.
who is a sloth conservationist, he's been doing it for 30 years. And he has a large population of sloths, and his school of thought is, both public education about sloths and, like rhinoceroses. Had there not been captive rhinos, there would not be a rhino on Earth anymore.
Yeah.
And sloths are kind of going that way. They are not currently listed as endangered. They would be called of least concern, which is the same thing you would say about a white-tailed deer, of least concern. But their numbers are dropping really, really, really quick.
What's the reason for that?
Destruction of the
The trees.
rainforest, and why sloth conservation, Sloth Conservancy isn't a big fan of me. And I do a disclaimer every time I'm on live to say, please don't buy a sloth. Somebody that, flips through and sees what you're doing here can say, oh, I wish I had a sloth. And there are people that will sell you a sloth on the internet, and it is a horrible idea. Because if it is for sale on the internet, it is an animal that was kidnapped out of the rainforest. And that is very, very bad. The animal is extremely unlikely to survive. And it's like the difference between a house cat and a feral cat. Your house cat will live happily in your house for all of its life, and if you throw it out into the forest, it's gonna die. And a feral cat would live very happily in the forest all of its life, and if you bring it in your living room, it's gonna be ugly. But these animals are many generations captive bred. Generationally, these guys are further from the rainforest than I am from the American Revolution. And sometimes people ask, are they gonna be returned to the rainforest? No. And I'm not gonna be returned to the American Revolution, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If I am, it won't be with a musket.
I'm in love.
From the floor.
Huh?
From the floor.
No, I'm in love. So precious. So sweet. Oh, he was.
Well, when you graduate, you can give yourself a graduation present, the sloth keeper of the day.
We'll do that. You guys, if you ever start doing volunteer work, I would love to come out and help. Like I said, I don't know if I told you when I came in, I volunteer at a farm in Knoxville. It's in Powell, right outside of Knoxville, in
Oh, yeah.
Sloth County.
This is a lot further than that.
Yeah, this is a lot further, but it's a therapy farm, and she takes on rescue animals, so ones that have
Right.
been abused.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so surprised I got to pet the turkey outside, because the turkey at our farm we don't get to pet because it doesn't like it.
So that turkey, we normally raise emus here, lots of them. And the lady who hatches our emu eggs is in Etowah. And every time my wife would go up there to drop off emu eggs to be hatched, that turkey would follow her around like a dog.
Oh, Oh,
And one day she's like, this doesn't need to be Thanksgiving, this needs to be a pet.
Yeah.
And so she brought it home.
love it.
And he's fully flighted. He lives in the petting farm, but if there's no people to see in the petting farm, he flies to wherever there are people.
Aw,
And he just follows people around.
he's
Like
so
a big
sweet
pet
out
dog.
there.
That's not the norm for a turkey.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
But all of our animals are selected not only by appropriateness of the breed to interact with people, but by appropriateness of the individual animal. Because all of our animals here are see them, touch them, pet them, hold them, with a very few exceptions.
I love it. Oh,
Well, guys, I have a new baby donkey that I need to go mess with, so we're gonna put Dash up
alrighty.
and go on to taking the baby donkey out in the sunshine.
Can you see the film?
All right, Dash, come here, baby.
Look at the
Good boy. You ready to go see Mom?
That was freaking awesome.
Who's it? Which one's his mom?
All right.
My wife.
Oh, your wife, yeah. He's got his leg wrapped around it pretty good.
No, that's a koala mundi. Kind of like a Central or South American raccoon. And then there's some baby kangaroos jumping around.